I don't find it very fair to blame the collapse of the French monarchy on a 14-year-old girl from Austria. My name is Marie, and I am victim to a 232-year smear campaign. I did not speak the language, I did not have any friends, I didn't even so much as eat a croissant before in my entire life. So pardon me for the bumps along the way. I was making the best of a situation I was put into by buying some nice little shoes. God forbid, let's kill her. And people said nasty stuff. I was victim to public ire. If I did say let them eat cake, it would have been in support of local artisans. It would have been in support of local patisseries. That's what people never understood, is I was always about shopping small. I will not apologize for being genuinely very good at hosting parties. And here, get this, the French Revolution starts because France bankrupted itself funding the American Revolution. At least it went to a good cause. At least America's doing great. I was put on trial for daring to interior design. It's not my fault people hate to see a powerful woman increase the national debt. A lot of people would not last a day in my shoes. That's because my feet are so petite, but also because I have a lot to carry. I wore beautiful gowns. I hosted amazing parties. I had a gambling addiction. It was job creation. I did not collapse the French monarchy. The French monarchy collapsed, and I was also there. Everyone loves talking about Marie Antoinette. What the hell's my husband's name? I'm Abigail Williams, and I saw Goody Proctor with the devil.
God forbid I have a little fun on a weeknight in Massachusetts.
It was a normal weeknight for me. I was exhausted from being chased by Trade all day. I was just going for a walk in the woods to clear my mind. So I was in the woods, I was like trying to hit my 10,000 steps, and I saw Goody Proctor fraternizing with the devil.
I'm not gonna apologize for being a social butterfly.
It was disgusting. I mean, she had clearly not washed her hair in days. She was suffering some sort of adult acne breakout.
She has very poor self-image, Goody Proctor. I think it's because of her cankles.
And not to mention, of course, the satanic rituals going on as well.
I'm supposed to be this big bad guy walking around in the woods, buying people's souls. I can't even buy a PlayStation right now. I'm broke.
I had never seen anything like that before, and that's speaking volumes because I helped Mercy Lewis bury a horse last year after it got colic.
Before I even got summoned there, I was in Pete Town for Bear Week. Suddenly I'm speaking to a pilgrim in the woods in the 1600s. It's not exactly ideal for someone like me. I have stuff to do. And now I'm tied up in all this mess?
I'm a very tolerant person.
She does have a bit of a narcissistic personality issue.
I haven't even told Mary Warren she's a warm winter, even though she keeps dressing like a cool spring.
I think she struggles to share friends.
In a situation like this, a matter of right and wrong, I knew I had to speak out.
We could all take a step back, look at the real problems in this town, look at the plumbing infrastructure. We'd all be much happier.
The next thing I knew, we had a witch trial on our hands.
She had to stick her big nose where it didn't belong. I'm sorry.
And Goody Proctor is just the tip of the iceberg. There are non-believers, and there are hags all over this town.
I just think everyone is taking this a little too far.
I firmly believe I was put on this planet to save Salem, Massachusetts.
And nobody even uses soap. They'll smell bad.
What if the monster at the back of your closet was real? My name is Boo. I am 27 years old, and in 2001, I was abducted in my sleep from my childhood bedroom. I was 2 years old. I was just mastering the word kitty. I was not equipped for what was to come. My abductors were two mutant creatures, one of which was 9 foot tall and had 2 little horns, and the other one was just a little freak. The story has gotten so big and so out of hand, and they've done a great job reframing it, and nobody asked my side of the story. The entire GDP of their world ran on the screams of terrified children. They wanted me scared. I was smuggled through interdimensional portals like a carry-on bag. I was dressed up in a cute little costume while I was in custody. Randall. They always reminded me of Bobby Flay. And they presented all of this like we were some sort of chosen family, as if I had a choice. And the worst part of this all is I know my monster is still out there. Yeah, probably giving TED Talks or something. I can only assume.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a criminal lawsuit on our hands. Jack climbed up my beanstalk. He committed grand larceny, and then they make him the hero of the story. I am not a monster, okay? I'm a homeowner, I'm a pescatarian, and I'm also very tall. I'm also a giant, okay? But I'm not a monster. Jack broke into my home 3 times. The first time he came, I didn't even know he was there. I smelled something very peculiar, but I didn't see anything. A very sensitive nose. He made off with all my gold. I worked hard for that money, okay? I'm a CPA. And the second time is when he took my little goose. She was not just a goose, okay? She was like a daughter to me. She was a daughter who laid golden eggs. She was a daughter who laid a retirement plan for me. The third time, of course, was the worst. My harp, which could speak, which could feel, which had a mouth that audibly begged him, please don't take me. He took her anyway. And then, of course, this delinquent, he cuts down the beanstalk while I'm actively on it, while I'm actively using it for transportation, chops it to the ground. Attempted homicide. He wanted me dead. He wanted me broke. He wanted me harpless. And he wanted me dead. And nursery rhymes forever will laud him as a hero, and I as a monster. I'm not a monster. My name is Tony. We looked and we saw him. The cat in the hat. Our mother was out of the house. I thought we'd be safe with Mrs. Kwan. She was arrested for criminal negligence. And then something went bump. And that bump made us jump. I remember the smell. Wet fur and sugar. Yeah, sure, let the giant anthropomorphic cat through the front door. I know better. I went to SUNY Purchase.
You should not be here when your mother is out.
He balanced that fishbowl on an umbrella within 15 seconds of walking into our home. It was like Shen Yun in there for a second with the amount of acrobatics. Nobody has once asked how I'm still alive, by the way, after the things that I went through that day. That seems to be low on the agenda. And then they showed up. He called it fun in a box. I don't consider two mentally deranged identical acrobatic twins locked in a box for 48 hours anything remotely close to fun.
We were not in the box for 2 days. We were in box for 3 months.
I should have done everything I could to stop the things from coming in.
The fish, I think, was projecting. He was jealous.
Yeah. And then they ransacked the place.
One time we entered into US Capitol. That was less stressful than this.
That was a villain. That was a beast. That was a monster. That was a goblin. That was a ghoul. Not a day goes by where I don't wonder if he's still out there, watching.
Everyone's saying clean it up. We say no, thank you. That's not us.
What happened that weekend was not a shark attack. It was a home invasion. What began as a simple breakfast snowballed into a national emergency.
Are you going to close the beaches?
Suddenly, I'm a murderer because your daughter thinks the ocean is her bathtub. Okay, sure. Then a little boy floats by on a raft. I barely touch him. A little boop with my nose. I was doing my job. I'm sorry, I need a second. It became a feeding frenzy.
We're gonna hire Quint to kill the shark.
Objection, the raft was shaped like a seal. Suddenly I have cops, scientists, a boat captain with PTSD stalking me like I'm the Zodiac killer.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Body shaming. Body shaming. No one's talking about that. My 1 weekend a year I go to the Cape. Suddenly what am I supposed to do? Go to Long Island? We will be appealing, and by we I mean myself and my lawyer, a very educated dolphin. I was shot, stabbed, speared, and exploded. That was excessive force. If being hungry is a crime, let's have the cops wait outside of a cheesecake factory. How about that? They came into my home, splashed in my waters, pissed in my ocean. And I'm the animal? You know how many microplastics are in a human child?